All right, NBA 2K rating recap for November 19th, 2025. 9 games to get through. I'm going to keep this one a little lighter than the past two, where those episodes were kind of dense. I'm recording this the morning after, rather than last night. I am anticipating that 2K is going to release a roster update, so I do want to be able to have a little bit of time to check that out before I head out to work. So let's get started with the Houston Rockets. They move up to 10-3 on the season, 114-104 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Rockets ran with their big ball lineup, out-rebounded the Cavs 59-39. Alperen Sengun had 28 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. KD added 20. Aaron Holiday has been really effective since re-entering the rotation. He had 18 points in 19 minutes, 5 of 7 from the field. Sheppard also added 12 points in this one, and Sheppard in general has been very effective this year. After starting a little slow in the first couple games, I've got him up to an 80 overall, which is +2 from where I had him in the last update, +4 from where 2K's got him at right now. 18.9 player efficiency rating, 64 true shooting on 20% usage is a major improvement from what he did in his rookie season. He's 33 of 69 on threes coming into this game. 48% he's shooting on those threes, and doing it so on pretty good volume, 9 threes per 36 minutes. He's generating 5 pick-and-roll possessions per 36, so he's creating a lot more off the dribble than he did last season. And then he's also shooting 51% on twos, so actually this might be a little underrated. Let me actually dive in live, see what I see there, because he was only in the 30s in 2-point percentage last year. That was a big concern. So loading up his basketball reference page, he is 69% on layups this year, but 9 of 13 from the field is still a pretty low sample. He's played 298 minutes, so 13 divided by 298 times, turned off my number lock. 13 divided by 298 times 36 is, okay, 1.6 layups per 36, so I don't think I'm going to change him there. His close shot, though, looks like that can improve. 15 of 32 he is, which is 47% from the field. The 32 divided by the 298 is, again, 1.8. If I did that math right. Did I do that math right? I did not. 3.9. Made a typo while I was doing that. 3.9. So that's more of like an average rate for point guards. So I'm actually let's bump this up to 75. That did look a little weird. From mid-range, he's 5 of 9, 56%. Only assisted on 40% of those. We're going to leave that. That's probably fine. And then the 48% on threes. He is assisted on only 76% of those, so he is creating a fair amount off the dribble. I'm going to tentatively leave this at an 85. It's essentially splitting the difference between this year and last year, but make no mistake, if he keeps shooting like this will probably be in the 90s before too long. And then heading over to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They dropped to 10-6 on the season. There we go. Sam Merrill out with a hand sprain. Team obviously wants to be cautious with the shooting hand of a 44% three-point shooter. Naquan Tomlin stepped into the starting lineup in his place. He had 10 points in 20 minutes. I guess they figured they wanted to match up with the large lineup of the Houston Rockets. He is a career 16% offensive rebounder coming into this year, wherever the offensive rebound rating is. There we go. So he's like a tweener 4, small forward size at 6'8", 205, 210, but has a very high motor, and it's probably a good sign for his prospects that he was able to play some 2-guard in this game and make an impact. So we'll see if I end up changing his positions around at all. He does play most of his minutes at the 4. Just in this one, he played a little bit at the 2. I mean, the Rockets ran Kevin Durant as a 2, in this one. So, you know, it was a good matchup for him. Probably not something we'll see them break out on a regular basis, but for the rest of the Cavs, Hunter 25, Mitchell 21. So that qualifies as like a bad game for him because he's been averaging like 31, I believe. And then Evan Mobley, he had 18 points, but was only 4 of 10 from the free throw line. He's been struggling a lot with his shooting efficiency in general this year. He was at 63 free throw shooting percentage before that 4 of 10 performance, so he's in the low 60s after shooting 71%, I believe, from the line last year. So hopefully he's able to turn his shooting struggles around, as they definitely need it with all the injuries they have to shooters. And then Darius Garland obviously has missed most of the season this year. The Indiana Pacers, speaking of players who have missed most of their time this year, they got their second win of the year, moving up to 2-13 on the year over the Charlotte Hornets. You could kind of see this coming with Benedict Mathurin's return in the last game. He's averaging 29 points through the first 3 games this year, up from 16 the year before. He had 24 points in this one, 12 rebounds. His absence was as much a reason as any that Indiana was losing, as they really lacked having like a good second or even primary scoring option while he was out. So he looks to be having a breakout season. Even though he only played 3 games entering this one, it looks like this is like enough of a sample that I got to get his rating up probably to, if I had to ballpark it, let's say 84, maybe even 85. We'll see. Siakam, for what it's worth, had 22 in this one. Nembhard, 16. Ben Sheppard replaced Jarris Walker in the starting lineup. He had 15 points. Jarris Walker struggling a lot offensively of late. And then Jay Huff had a season-high 20 points in 27 minutes. I think that's the high watermark for any of the Pacers centers so far this year. So let's see if he's able to carve that out into any type of like long-term success. Lord knows that having a stretch 5 in the lineup would help the Pacers a lot. Obviously, the defense and rebounding is those are essentially why Huff is not the starter. And then T.J. McConnell showed some life. He had his best game since returning from injury. 14 points, 8 assists in only 14 minutes. He was 6 of 6 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3. Overall, Indiana shot 54%, 42% from 3 against the Hornets, who ultimately shit the bed defensively in this one. Hornets dropped 4-11. LaMelo had 18 points, but really struggled offensively. Again, counting stats aren't everything. 18 points. He shot, 5 of 21 from the field, gross, and then had 6 turnovers to go along with his 9 assists. So not the greatest performance you're going to see out of him. Con Knippel was the high man in this one, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. He hit 5 threes. He's looking like the top rookie thus far. And then Miles Bridges also added 25 points. He's been solid throughout the year. Charlotte only shot 40% from the field, 28% from 3 in this one. LaMelo was 2 for 11 on threes. So overall, not great. They need better from him. If you know they've only got 4 wins versus 2 for the Pacers, they're not doing too much better. Have been slipping a lot in the standings after a decent start to the year. Raptors 10-5 they moved to with a 121-112 win over the 76ers. 5th win in a row for them. And I haven't I've noticed that I never really have any notes for these guys. They are very consistent, and they always seem to have just very balanced scoring and just play a lot of team ball. So RJ and Ingram had 22 points in this one. The Raptors overall shot 54%. They had 33 assists to 14 turnovers, and it's not like one guy on the team is getting all the assists. So it's pretty much everybody in the lineup: Ingram, Barnes, Quickly, Barrett, those 4 guys especially, and even Pirtle is he's a decent passer for a center. Yeah, they're just sharing the ball a lot, and it's a lot different from some of those other teams where there's a high heliocentric player getting all the touches. That's definitely not the Raptors this year. Sixers, they dropped to 8-6. They are one of those teams that is a little more heliocentric. They prefer to run things through Joel Embiid, and then Tyrese Maxey's had a very high usage rate this year. No Paul George, for what it's worth, in this one. He'll play the second half of a back-to-back set, playing tonight. And then, no Joel Embiid again. It was a nice 2 weeks, wasn't it? Kelly Oubre, he's out for 2 weeks. So Uji Edgecombe, he had to take a couple more shots than was probably good for him. 21 points, but on 8 of 20 shooting, but still an overall good performance for him. Quentin Grimes added 21 off the bench. He's going to have to pick up his scoring on nights where George and obviously Embiid and Oubre are out for an extended period. Justin Edwards got the start. He had 8 points in 22 minutes in this one. I expect he'll head back to the bench with Paul George playing tonight. Unless they decide to replace Dominic Barlow in the starting lineup. He did continue to start. He's a guy I probably need to get the rating up for just a little bit. Probably have enough of a sample to do so. I'll try to get that done in the coming days. But I've said that a couple times this year. There are some higher priority teams and players that I still do need to get to. A lot of teams in the Western Conference, so that is a focus of mine over the next week or so. Miami Heat, they moved to 9-6, 110-96. Bam Adebayo over the Golden State Warriors. Bam Adebayo made his return. Khalil Ware went back to the bench. Bam, 20 points in 29 minutes. Khalil Ware, 7 points, 16 rebounds in 19 minutes. So he was pretty productive against the Golden State front court, if you can call it that. Norm Powell led the way with 25 points per usual. Tyler Hero, we got some news targeting Monday, November 24th as his return to make his season debut. We'll see how he's able to fit in with the team. And even though it was a matchup against the Warriors, this was not the Jimmy Butler Bowl. He did not play in this one. The Warriors sat everybody on the second night of a back-to-back. They rested Curry, Butler, Draymond Green, Al Horford. Jonathan Kuminga's already out with an injury. So their starting lineup in this one was Brandon Pajemski, Moses Moody, Will Richard, Guy Santos, and Trace Jackson Davis, essentially punting this one. Pods led the way with 20 points. Trace Jackson Davis with season highs of 8 points and 12 rebounds. Guy Santos, quiet night, 4 points on 1 of 7 shooting. Will Richard, 0 points on 0 for 3 from the field. Quentin Post had 19 points off the bench in this one. And then Pat Spencer, I got to get his rating up too. He's better than a two-way. Your average two-way. He's also like a lot older than your average two-way. He's like 28, 29 if memory serves. He went for a triple-double in this one, tried to, if he got a couple more garbage time minutes, might have been able to get there. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 13 assists, 32 minutes for him in this one. Warriors overall shot 36% from the field, 27% from 3. Not a competitive game overall. Minnesota Timberwolves, they move up to 10-5 on the season, 120-109. No Jaden McDaniels in this one, so Mike Conley got the start with DiVincenzo and Ant Edwards bumping up positionally. Randall led the way, though, with 32 points, 10 rebounds. Naz Reid added 28 points off the bench, and Rudy Gobert had 9 points, 15 rebounds, shot 4 or 5 from the field. Just total domination for the mini front court against the shorthanded Washington Wizards. They dropped to 1-13. No Alex Sarr in this one, who was day-to-day right now with a toe injury. So Marvin Bagley got the start. He had 13 points in 31 minutes. And Tristan Vucevic, 7 points, 6 fouls, 20 minutes. Not great. He's not really good enough defensively to probably ever merit a standard contract, it's looking like, unfortunately. The Wizards front court got absolutely trucked by Minnesota. Tough game for them to be missing Alex Sarr. And then Kyshawn George, I finally got around to giving him the rating update that he's deserved. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists in this one to lead the way for Washington. 81 overall, plus 5 from where I had him last year. It's where 2K's got him at right now. 66% on layups he's shooting versus 47% last year. 45% on threes, which is plus 13 from last year, only 32%. He missed a ton of open ones last year, but he has a great looking shooting form, and he shot at a high volume, 9 threes per 36 minutes last year. or I'm sorry, I think 7 rather than 9, which is still pretty decent, especially for a rookie. So his three balls up, his layup ratings up. Overall, 63 true shooting percentage on 22% usage. That's plus 13 in true shooting, so only 50 last year, really inefficient, and plus 6 usage. So he's taken on a much larger offensive role. He's handling the ball a lot more than he did last year. Last year, only 2.7 pick and roll. So what I call pick on ball possessions, pick and rolls and isos. Uh, 8.5 possessions this year versus only 2.7 last year. So plus 5.8, he's more than tripled his on ball possession rate. So plus 10 to his ball handle rating for me. 23 assist percentage. He is obviously handling the ball more, so generating a lot more assists. So 23 assist percentage is plus 10 from last year. And then also rebounding the ball more, 18% defensive rebound rate, plus 4% from last year. He spent a lot more time at the 2 than the 3 last year, so that partly explains that. So good stuff out of him. I have him tied. I haven't done SAR's rating yet, or CJ McCollum's, but right now I've got him in a 3-way tie as like their best player. Denver Nuggets. They move up to 11 and 3 on the year, 125 to 118 over the Pelicans. So actually, a fairly competitive game for the Pelicans standards. No Aaron Gordon though in this one. That might be why. So Zeke Naji got the start at the 4. 2 points, 27 minutes. Really looking like what a great contract that was. But Peyton Watson stepped up and had a career high 32 points, 12 rebounds, 13 of 19 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3. Since he's entered the starting lineup, he's really been playing well. Definitely got to get his ratings up. Jesus Christ, 49 mid-range. Only 65 dunk rating, 74 layup. Oh my God. Yeah, a lot of these ratings are pretty heinous. And have been for most of his career. Oh, he only has 70 intangibles, so let's at least we'll max this out to at least help with his overall a little bit. There we go. And Jokic, of course, triple-doubled in this one, as he always does. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists. Cam Johnson has been playing a lot better. 14 points, 5 assists, 6 of 8 from the field. Another back-to-back really efficient games for him. He's playing a lot better since Christian Braun went down. A coincidence? We'll see. And then the Pelicans, they dropped to 2 and 13. They're now tied with the Pacers for the second worst record. Good thing they traded an unprotected first for Derik Queen, right? Zion, though, made his return, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And Derik Queen, though, he had a career-high 30 points in this one. Notable with Zion returning in the same game. He was 12 of 18 from the field, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Listen, even if Queen is Rookie of the Year this year, which is possible if he keeps putting up lines like this was still a terrible trade. They could have gotten him for less. They didn't need to trade a unprotected first round pick for him. They could have also just very easily drafted Jeremiah Fears or drafted Derik Queen over Jeremiah Fears, even though Fears has been good. Derik Queen, if they were that into him that they were going to trade an unprotected first, they probably could have drafted Queen instead there and gotten Fears, traded with somebody else. Or I don't, this was like such a boneheaded move when they made it, and the Hawks the Hawks made out like bandits. If they end up with adding like the number 1 pick in the draft to the core that they have right now, oh my God, like Hawks are really set up for the future based on Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver's inexplicable dealings at the draft this past year. And I guess rounding out the rest of the Pelicans, Murphy had 23 points, and Jeremiah Fears 16 points, only 1 assist again. Kind of disappointing. They need him to show a little bit more playmaking. Obviously, Zion came back in this one, so they didn't need as much playmaking from him, but still, only 1 assist in 25 minutes from your point guard, who is 16 points. He does have the ball in his hands quite a bit. Hopefully, we'll see some better vision from fears moving forward in his rookie season. Going over to the Thunder, they moved to 15-1 on the season, 113 to 99 over the Sacramento Kings. I mean, what can we really say that we haven't already this year? Shea, 33 points, Chet, 21. Lou Dort, back-to-back good offensive games, 14 points, 4 of 8 from 3. He's been playing a lot better since returning from his injury. And then the Sacramento Kings. I mean, again, what else is there to say about this team? 3-12. Precious Achiuwa, a season high, 15 points in this one. No Sabonis, so Drew Eubanks got the start in this one. Dennis Schroeder, 21 points on 21 shots off the bench. Zach LaVine had 8 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 5 turnovers. I got to get his rating down. He played really pretty well with the Kings last season, but hasn't been able to get it going this year. I don't think he's been 100% healthy. Of course, when has Zach LaVine ever been 100% healthy in his career? I definitely need to get a lot of guys on the Kings a little lower in rating. I believe Keegan Murray is going to make a season debut tonight. He's probably the most important player on the Sacramento Kings. They might they'll get to run an actual lineup, as they haven't had a replacement for him at power forward. So yeah, look for that. That'll be interesting to see if maybe he's able to turn around Sacramento's fortunes. I kind of doubt it though. New York Knicks, they move up to 9-5 on the year. Got their first road win of the season, 113 to 111. Jalen Brunson made his return from a 2-game absence, dropped 28 points against his former team. Karl Anthony Towns, 18 and 14. Mikal Bridges, 16 points, 6 assists. He's been playmaking a lot more this season. And then Josh Hart, he's been a lot better since starting off the season slow due to injury. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. And Landry Shamet continues to start for OG Anunoby. He hit a couple big threes late in the game in this one, so he's been able to stay to really be productive despite coming into the year on a non-guaranteed deal. I'd say he probably is a lot more important to them than Jordan Clarkson, maybe even Miles McBride. I'm going to try to get some Knicks ratings in by the end of the next week. Dallas Mavericks, they dropped to 4-12. Without Cooper Flagg in this one, missed the first game of his career, so Klay Thompson re-entered the starting lineup. He had 13 points. He's been playing a lot better. Maybe we'll knock him back up to a 77 when we revisit him. Brandon Williams continues to start. He had 9 points, 2 of 11 from the field. Had what looked like might have been the tying basket in tying layup with time kind of expiring in this one. But he had a push-off on Landry Shamet, but it was a little bit of a controversial call as Landry Shamet was kind of like Williams was ahead of him, and Shamet kind of got into his body a little bit, and they said that like Williams like pushed off with his like off arm, like from behind, like he like reached around like from behind to like push Shamet off, which like. Shamet's behind him, so it's like, how is Shamet getting drawing an offensive foul in that situation? It's kind of like weird, but the refs had like it happened like directly in front of the referee, so it's like the first what they saw, I guess, was like Williams' arm just like pushing Shamet off, and they blew the whistle for that. But he struggled a little bit with his shot in this one. D'Angelo Russell, 23 points, 7 assists for him, 9 of 15 off the bench, another solid game. I think they're still going to stick with Williams so that Russell can run that second unit. And then the Chicago Bulls, they moved to 8-6 on the year. They are never short for drama in this season. Nick Vucevic, he didn't have a buzzer beater in the last earlier in the season, but close enough. I think he hit like a game winner with a second or two left to put the Bulls up. In this one, he had a buzzer beater, 27 points, 8 rebounds. Kobe White came off the bench again, 25 points, 7 assists, 27 minutes. So he's been really effective since returning from injury. We'll see if he re-enters the starting lineup or if he's going to be killing it in a sixth-man role this year. Still without Trey Jones. So the Bulls have been running with Giddey and Kevin Huerter, and then Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu. Which one is the point guard is kind of up for, eye of the beholder. Obviously, offensively, it's probably Kobe White, and then defensively, it's probably Dosunmu. And then the Blazers, they dropped to 6-9. They had gotten off to a 4-2 start to the year, so they're now 2-7 in their last 9 games. But they've been racked by injuries of late. So no Shaedon Sharpe also in this one. Oof. So if there was any debate as to who the point guard was with Sharpe and between Sharpe and Danny Avdija, well, it's definitely Avdija right now. And he triple doubled in this one, for sure. The point guard right now. Oh my God, I have to. Jesus. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, they're all forced non-starters. CD Sissoko got the start at the 2 in this one. Should hopefully fix it. Oh, he starts at the 1. Jesus. All right, we're going to adjust. Secondary position, we're going to make that point guard for the moment. Egad. Yeah, so that's essentially why the Blazers are not doing so hot record-wise, is their whole roster is just completely sidelined at the moment. Sissoko got the start at the 2 in this one, and he had 5 points in 22 minutes. Jeremy Grant, obviously, he had a big offensive game with everybody sidelined. Oh, I got to reactivate him. He had 33 points. He only missed 1 game. And then Donovan Clingan, they had to go to him for some offense in this one. He had 17 points, 21 rebounds. I'm not sure if that's his career high. Probably not. He is a pretty decent rebounder, but probably up there. 17 points, 21 rebounds for him. That's essentially the Nick Vucevic effect. Pretty much every center in the league has a big game against Vucevic. He's just has a small wing. Just very ineffective defender. I don't need to explain for you guys. Caleb Love, the backup point guard, essentially on this team. 5 points, 1 for 12 from the field, over 7 from 3, was a negative 20. That's not going to help him get off of his 2-way contract, certainly. So yeah, hopefully the Blazers can get a little healthier, because this is not great. I do need to get Avdija's rating up. He's at him, Clingan, Jeremy Grant. I'm going to get their ratings in next. I did get on. I wanted to touch on all the guys in the official 2K roster update. They had their badges updated, and there were a lot of those guys, probably like 25 or so, that had their badges updated. So Kyshawn George was one of those guys. Clingan, Grant, and then Colin Gillespie are the last 3 guys I needed to knock out. So I'm a little behind on that, but there's obviously been a lot of basketball news over the last 2 weeks. We're going to take a look at the 2K roster update, and then I'm going to go through the same cycle of checking out all the badge changes they made. They don't always make badge changes in every single update, so maybe they won't in this one. We'll see once that one drops. I'm a little surprised that update required didn't pop up during this video. This is usually around the time when those will drop. Come on, do it now. Make me look like a wizard. All right, no. All right, I'll see you guys later tonight. Thanks, bye.